Hey guys, this is Mark Taylor from GameSkinny, aka Lord Hammer from Guild UMBRA, and we are on day 3 of PAX East, and today we're here at the CCP Eve/Dust 514 booth, which is looking amazing. And so we're going to find out a little bit about what's going on with the news from Eve. So, sir, could you tell us who you are and what you do with CCP?
Sure, yeah. I'm Jon Lander. I'm the executive producer for EVE Online. And basically here at PAX East to announce our new summer expansion, which is EVE Odyssey.
Outstanding. So what is going to be in store for people who've either just come into the game or people who've been playing for almost 10 years?
Yeah, almost 10 years. So really we're kind of going back to our roots. We're sort of getting ready to step into our second decade of being a game, which is quite an amazing thought. And it's really about that sense of wonder, that sense of the unknown, of exploration, those great kind of science fiction ideas that you get whenever you think about, the stars and what's out there. So we're doing a revamp of a lot of our exploration content. After 10 years, you end up with an awful lot of content in the game. So we're refreshing that, we're adding new content to it, we're making it easy for new players to access that, to really know what to do next so that they can actually really get into EVE and really start experiencing everything it has to offer, whilst also shaking up the landscape a bit for our veteran players so that they have something that's interesting, keeps them on their toes, stops it getting kind of too balanced, if you like, too stable.
Now, are there going to be any new tutorials or new ships for new players, or new ships for advanced, existing players?
So we're looking at adding some new ships into the game. We're kind of trying to stay away from tutorials. EVE is such a big and complex game that it's just really, really difficult to make a kind of all-encompassing tutorial. What we're trying to do is actually just make it so that there's plenty of information that just comes to you at the right time. We're revamping our UI, we're revamping our visuals, so that it's just much more intuitive rather than having to sit through a 20-minute tutorial.
Okay, very cool. Now, is there anything that you're going to be expressing and delivering or promoting at FanFest, which is, I guess, next month now?
Yeah, so FanFest at the end of April. It's going to be a big celebration of 10 years of EVE Online. It's going to be the introduction of 514 into the universe, a new game on a different platform on PlayStation 3. And we're going to be basically telling an awful lot more detail about what's in Odyssey, what's coming up in Dust 514. We've also got things like a real-world EVE track. So we've got guys who are coming in who are, on Kickstarter, they've got a project to set up a real space elevator. So we always kind of thought that EVE was 10,000 years in the future, and actually there are people right now who are making some of these things happen for real. So we've got that track coming in as well. We've just got a huge amount of stuff in there, but we're going to start revealing that over the next month. And to be honest, we're sold out already, but we're going to be doing a high-def stream so that anybody can just log on and they can watch what's going to be an amazing 3 days in Reykjavik.
Now, is there anything also in terms of an integration between the new expansion and Dust 514?
So Dust 514 and EVE right now are already linked, so they're already existing in the same world. And when in Dust 514 you want to call in an airstrike, that's not just something that's computer generated. That can actually be delivered by EVE pilots, actually shooting down onto planets. We had a great event here just a couple of days ago where the actions of EVE players and Dust mercenaries actually led to the destruction of a huge Titan, which actually physically scarred one of the planets in the EVE universe. So if you're on that planet in Dust, you can see the wreckage of the Titan. If you're in EVE, you can see the planet scarred beneath you. So there's already quite a lot of integration going on between the two games, and as we continue to move forward, we're going to look at strengthening those ties and adding a lot more in.
One of the things that I've seen that CCP has done to change the space is everyone's trying to get to a singular server, the mega server, but Tranquility has been doing a lot of things. Is there any plan to, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but is there any plan to maybe integrate World of Darkness when that comes out in the next few years, I hope?
No, there are no plans for that. They happen at very different times. EVE and Dust happen thousands of years into the future, and that's not where World of Darkness will live. So, yeah, that wouldn't work as joining all of the games together. But one of the things which is kind of fundamental to what we do at CCP is making sure that all of the interactions between our players are incredibly meaningful. If you shard that out, if you separate players or you sort of duplicate your world, you lose an awful lot of that. It's very hard to create the kind of close bonds that we've seen in EVE Online. So one of the kind of our guiding tenets as a company is that, you know, we don't go sharding our worlds, but our universes may well stay separate if it doesn't match. But yeah.
All right, sir. Well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it, and have a great show.